You're live. Okay. Okay. Hello. Can everyone hear me? Is everything good? Oh, hi, Seema. Hi. Okay, we have 2 minutes until we shall start. We have 13 people watching. Good. I hope everyone's had a good evening, a good day if you live in America. Morning. Where is that? Is that Thailand or Vietnam? Southern California. Let's see. Yes, I did. I know that Joya means jewel in Spanish. Domination. Yes, there will be airdrops. There will be giveaways. Greetings. What time is it in Dominican Republic? Okay. Ooh, is that a wallet address? Hello, Singapore. 10 p.m. Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that our Thai Telegram group is still very active. All right, 1 minute until we shall start. Excuse me. So are you all excited about this DBC AI miners, whether you can afford it or not? Personally, I can't. I would love to have one, but... Okay. All right. So we should start now because it is 10 a.m. in Shanghai, China. So welcome, everyone. Today, I'm going to be talking about DBC's AI miners, which is a very exciting topic. I understand that there's a lot of questions coming from the community already. We've been collecting them. And I know that you're eager to get answers to help you make this really important decision on whether you're going to reserve one or not, or even more than one. So today I'll walk you through the basics and some details, as well as answering some questions from the community. I won't reveal the all-important information of exactly how much they cost because the webpage will be going live right after this live stream in a few hours, an hour or two. And you'll be able to find that information on the webpage. So I won't tell you exactly how much they cost, but I will tell you why they cost what they do, because otherwise, what's the fun? Right. I'll go into as much detail as I can. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask along the way. I will get to them if I could. And my assistants will also be answering some questions in the chat box. I will give you a structure of how this streaming is going to be. I'll give you an introduction of what exactly these DBC AI miners are, if they're the same as any other mining machine or if they're different. Also, I'll tell you about how to buy. There's some details in this, so pay attention to that bit. And then I will go on to some technical details because a lot of our community members are very interested in the technical details of the AI mining machines. And then we'll move on to logistic-wise. So do we ship them or do you hold them in a data center? And then I'll mention some other points and then that's it. All right, so These machines are called AIM as a shortened abbreviation, and its full name is AI miners, specifically deep brain chains AI miners. So they're called AI miners because they are unlike other mining machines. They are capable of AI training computing. And these machines are customized, produced by outstanding AI workstation providers in the industry. They are of the highest standard. The design has considered all aspects of deep learning and machine learning. We have considered the quality and the price ratio, indeed. So our GPUs are either equal to or higher than NVIDIA's 1080 Ti chips. The hard drives are high-speed SSDs, and the hard drive and the storage configuration are very high in order to raise the efficiency in AI training and data exchange. So are we still following? Yeah. The components of the machines are from internationally renowned, reputable providers to guarantee the quality. So everything really is the highest of it can be, highest standard of it can be, to ensure that using them for the AI training on the DBC platform will be smooth. So how do we buy these AI miners? We will have a specialized web page for pre-sale on our official Deep Brain Chain website. It is just a page that you can click into on the top bar, and you will have to be registered with our official website already to be able to reserve. So if you haven't registered with the website, please do that now. Ooh, did someone say poor connection? Is everything all right now, the connection? Yes, there will be mid-range miner available in the pre-sale, and I have been as specific as I could with exactly what GPU chips we use, and I think I've given enough hint, really. So continue with how do you buy these AI miners. So you go onto our official website and you log in if you have an account already. If you haven't, please do register. And then you go on to the pre-sale page. So this pre-sale really is a way for us to do community reward, to reward community members who have been with us for a long time from the very beginning, or who's been holding on for a long time through the highs and lows, who believe that we will do well in the future on DBC platform. These AI mining machines will really raise the value of the DBC network. And we hope to have tens of thousands of GPUs in the near future and become the next generation decentralized AI cloud. That's right, you heard it right, decentralized AI cloud. That's how much computational power we hope to have on the DBC platform. So once you register with the website, you're on the page. You'll be able to see different types of AIMs. There will be storage machine, and there will be mining machines. The machines need to be paid in DBC. They need to be paid for in DBC token. Once you reserve what you want next month in June, which is really soon, we will release a wallet verification function and ranking everyone who's reserved according to their DBC holdings in the wallet address they submitted. The higher you rank, the more likely you will be qualified to buy. It is not based on who bid the highest, so it's not an auction, it's not a bidding process. It is simply you reserve what you want and you submit wallet address, and then our system will go through accordingly. So we do the ranking based on each individual wallet address and US dollars. And you need to pay the corresponding DBC amount to be able to buy. And the number of DBC required to purchase any AIMs will change according to the fluctuation of DBC's price. So yes, you heard that right. The price of the machines are in US dollars. And then when you do buy and pay, you need to pay the corresponding amount of DBC. And the amount of DBC will change because of the change in the price of the token. Connections bad and frequently stops. Is that try refresh? Right, okay. Chris is helping. Very nice. Is it everyone all right? Are we all still here and following? We need better ISPs. Okay, noted. You know, it is a little difficult to get on YouTube from China. No minimum, no. We haven't set a maximum or a minimum DBC. It really is, like I said, a community reward plan in a way. So people who has been holding a lot of DBC will obviously get have more chances to rank higher in the list, in a chart, to have a higher chance of qualifying for buying. Oh, okay. How many months to earn back? Yes, about return on your investment. I will get onto that shortly. So where was I? I was talking about the number of DBC you need to pay for the mining machines will change according to the fluctuation of the token. So the machines will come out at the end of October, which is the same time that DBC mainnet goes live. So once we go live and your machines are there, you will be able to start mining. So that's an important information. This is our first batch of AI miners. There will be more batches after this one throughout the year, and there will be an interval between the delivery of each batch. So the intervals between rollouts of different batches will most likely be a month. So you need to take that into consideration. People who bought early will be able to mine DBC first, and from experience of Bitcoin and other cryptos, earlier miners will often have a big first mover advantage. So that's something you want to take into consideration as well. And the prices on the webpage are for machines only. It doesn't include shipping or hosting fee for the data center, should you want to do that. Once the machines are delivered to a data center, if that's the option you choose, they will start running in October when mainnet goes live. And the mining rewards you receive will be minus a 15% of trustee fee, which is for the data center, for the cooling and the noise reduction and so on and so forth. Right? Are we all good? And the same batch from the initial, I'm not sure I understand. This is the first batch. This is the first batch of any AI miners we're pushing out. The amount of total GPU in the DBC network, is that what you mean? The amount of total GPUs in a network really is up to you guys in a way, because it depends on how many of different tiered miners you buy, and they all have different amount of GPUs. So that in some way is really up to our community members and the miners to decide. Of course, we have a goal that we would want to reach, and we did a rough calculation, but it's an ideal picture, and essentially it is down to how many people buy and what they buy. The second or third batch, they will come out roughly a month after each different batches, and I cannot tell you if there will be changes made to the mining machines themselves, because that's really subject to change, even if I give you any information. Cloud mining. You could do cloud mining if that's what you wish to do. I will move on to that. That's in the technical part, actually. Okay, so going back to where I was. Where was I? So I was talking about your mining rewards will be minus 15%, 15% for the trustee fee that data center will charge. Apart from the AIM storage machine, we suggest that all AI mining machines will have to be held in a data center. Ultimately, though, is the wait before each rollout worth taking the risk of making this investment? It really is up to you. Our ROIs, which will be on the webpage, are really just references, and we've done the best we could, but you need to think about whether you believe that this project will do well in the long term and a relatively short term as well, and also if the rollout intervals, the intervals between different batches rolling out is worth you making that investment. The ROIs are in both English and Chinese. In a downloadable file on the web page, you will find a button where you can click to download the files. Okay, so now I'll move on to a little more technical stuff. Is everyone still with me, following? Where will we make the orders? You'll make it on the web page. On our official website, there will be a miner page, and just go there. Yes, we can host the mining machines for you. We will have different data centers spread out geographically. Oh, thanks, A1 for answering the question for me. All right, okay, I'm moving on to the technical stuff now. So our mining software will be running on Linux Ubuntu. So yes, in the future, if you have your own mining rigs, this is a question a lot of people have. Can I use my own hardware to mine and just install your software? Yes, you can, as long as they are compatible with Linux Ubuntu. And as long as your GPUs, your hardwares meet the requirements to run AI training on our network, then yes, you can use whatever mining rigs you've mock up you have, as long as they meet the requirements. You just need to download our turnkey software solution onto your machine and connect to the network, then you'll be able to run. So some people also asked if they could run mining on Azure or AWS. The answer is the same. Yes, you can do that as long as you meet the requirement of standard in your hardware. We welcome as many nodes to join us in the DBC network because our goal is to make the network as powerful as it can be. So the more nodes, the more mining rigs, the more computational power, the better. But of course, in the early stage, DBC AI miners will be the initial hardware that we are focusing on, and they will have a higher rate of efficiency as well. Because otherwise, what's the point? Everyone can just join. But no, we want to reward our community members for believing in us, so they will be able to join the network and start mining earlier. As a rule of thumb, the better the GPU performs in deep learning training, the more DBC reward it will earn. I hope that's clear, yeah? And going on to the mining mechanism. So as stated in our white paper, 5 billion DBCs have been reserved for mining rewards over 5 years. In the first 5 years, we will release 500 million DBC token yearly. Then the amount will be cut in half every 5 years. There are 3 ways to mine per se. I hope everyone have understood and realized by now that the DBC mining is in the traditional sense of mining. What we're doing is really combining mining incentive and AI computing. So there are 3 ways to mine. Computing nodes, so you offer computational power. Second, consensus nodes, so you become a consensus node and you will earn rewards through doing that as well. And third, storage nodes. So we have an AIM storage machine, which is the machine that you can use to earn storage rewards through. So we have allocate 350 million DBC for computing power mining rewards, 100 million for storage mining rewards, and 50 million for consensus rewards. All right, that's a lot of numbers. You don't have to memorize it because they're all written down somewhere in a white paper, and also in even more details than I'm giving right now, because I do not expect anyone to remember all this and keep watching the same video again and again. The documents will be in both English and Chinese, and you'll be able to download them from a lot of different platforms. Okay, where was I? I was talking about the DBC distribution for three different ways of mining. So the mining calculation is based on annual DBC mining reward supply divided by total initial DBC mining GPUs on the DBC network. Our reward model, which is the ROI we've made, some of the ROIs is calculated based on around 2,500 GPUs on the DBC network. But that's for reference only. Okay, the number of units for each tiered mining machines will be affected by the result of this pre-sale, because some people ask if we can tell them how many mid-range, how many low-range machines do we plan to sell. The thing is, the reason we're doing this pre-sale is because we want to know how many you want. So the number of units for each different tiered mining machines will be affected by the results of this pre-sale. The key towards maximizing the potential of mining the DBC for your participation is the size and bandwidth of the GPUs. As mining potential depends on the capability of the participants to contribute towards deep learning training in a distributed manner. Right. Our AI miners and software solution will eventually support all mainstream AI training softwares, such as TensorFlow, PyTorch, Caffe, CNTK, and so on. I think I've mentioned this last time, but it's just to remind you again, eventually our goal is to support all mainstream AI training softwares. Okay, that's about it for the technical part. I hope everyone's got a little bit of what they want, and if you haven't, don't worry. Go on to Reddit, and we have answered some questions regarding the security of DBC network, and also more details on the AI miners. Once bought, can you sell the miner back? You can certainly sell the miner to whoever wish to buy it, but I do not think, as of this moment, we have a buyback plan to buy back from our buyer. But I think you can sell it to anyone you want, of course, and they will have very high second-hand value because these GPUs are of very high standards, and even if it's second-hand, it will still sell for a high price. Masternode information, not right now, but soon, real soon. I'll get onto that later. I know that everyone's eager to find out about masternodes, and trust me, I ask that question every day myself. All right, so I am moving on to the logistic part of things. So the rights of the mining machines essentially lies with the owner, people who bought them. You own the machine, they're yours. We suggest that you store them in a data center. We will have different locations ready, and we can sort out the logistic for you should you wish. But if one day you want to have your machines back or have it shipped locally to a different location, we will also offer that service as well. So really, because it's yours, you've bought it, you can do whatever you want with it, and then we'll provide the service required. All right, that's pretty much it. Other points worth mentioning. Yes, you will need to stack a certain amount of DBC to be able to mine. I'm not giving you the exact amount. And no, you don't need to provide a huge computational power to be a masternode. A masternode's mission on our network will be being responsible for packing in and recording transactions. So that's pretty much all the really important information I want to tell you today about AI miners. I haven't finished. So let me see if, okay, how do you think you can track me online? Track you online, I don't really understand. Can you be more specific? How many pre-orders are you taking? As many as we can. There's no exact limitation. When you go onto the webpage of the AI miners, you will see how many you can reserve as an individual account. However, for us, we haven't set a cap or limitation on totally how many is allowed to be reserved. You see what I mean? Is the cap for orders at 2,500 GPU? The cap is for per account. The cap isn't calculated based on how many GPUs it adds up to, if you know what I mean. If I'm understanding your question right, how much is the cost per order? You'll see that in an hour or so. Okay. Yes. If you register for the first batch, if you order the first batch, you can still order again in the second batch. I don't see why would put a restriction on that. When do you make payments? You make payments when you have qualified for buying. When the ranking is done, which will release the information later, like when we start ranking in early June and when the ranking ends. When the ranking ends and the final chart is out and you've qualified for buying, you will have to decide whether you want to buy or not and then pay fairly quick, fairly soon once you've qualified. And that's when you buy, that's when you pay. Will we do anything with Cortex? I can't tell you that today. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Time frame, yes. So July, I don't think of, no. So pre-sale starts today, and in early June, we will release the wallet verification function. So early June, you submit your wallet address or addresses, then the system starts running and checking the balance of DBC in each wallet address submitted. And then we will rank everyone every day until the last day, which I suspect will also be Sunday in June. And then on the last day of checking the balance of DBC in your wallet, we'll come out with the final chart and you'll see whether you've qualified or not. And once you've qualified, you'll have to decide whether you want to buy or not, and then you have to pay fairly quickly in DBC. Will the AI miners be used in testnet? Very good question, very interesting. Unfortunately, I cannot answer you that right now. I will have an answer soon though. We will have our own blockchain. I believe that point is made back in the Korean meetup. Dr. Dongyan Wang released the news, I think for the first time, that we will actually be our own public AI foundational chain. We will no longer be running on NEO, but don't worry, we have a very good, very friendly relationship with NEO still. And I think they're happy to see that one of the projects that started on their chain has gone off to do great things and will be able to run their own chain. KYC contracts, I don't have any information on that. Do I have any confirmed AI companies partner to use the platform yet? I know that Feng Yonghe, our big boss, has some confirmation on some AI companies, but he hasn't told me anything. But I know that he has been talking with many AI companies, and some have already confirmed to be using our platform. But for reasons that we cannot disclose, we're just not releasing those information right now. We will release the information in due time. Yes, there is an airdrop happening. I believe you have to leave a comment on YouTube and your wallet address, and the first 500, I hope I'm not giving the wrong information, first 500 will qualify for airdrop, and each person earns 50 DBC. I'm looking real hard at my colleagues right now, hoping that this is the right information. Okay, they're ignoring me. Right. It's ourselves to use our own mining machines. Can that happen instead of using someone else's mining rigs? What happens if we organize AI training plans? I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Brendan. Are you still doing that on our network? I mean, you can several people can gather together, can get a funds together to buy one DBC's AI miner. That's certainly doable. You can do that, or you can use your own mining machine in the future when we open that up. Thank you for saying my English at some point. Okay. Right, I'm going to move on to the last bit of this live stream now to wrap up. It has been half an hour. Thank you for staying with me for so long, and thank you for watching. Right, that's pretty much it for today. And don't forget that there will be an FAQ, frequently asked questions and answers, document in both English and Chinese, downloadable on different platforms, probably on Medium, on the website, and in Telegram. It will be pinned on top. So on the webpage, there's more information, more surprises, things that I haven't mentioned in this live stream. So you have to go onto the webpage and to find out what surprises they are. In a downloadable file on the webpage, that file contains the very important ROIs that you will need to help you make the decisions. Make sure you read this information before you decide which you want to reserve. Okay, right. Right, as I mentioned, we have answered some security questions regarding the DBC network on Reddit, so make sure you read those. And if you have any more questions, feel free to add them on Reddit or ask them in the Telegram group. We will have a dedicated Telegram group chat for people who are interested in the AI miners. We'll be answering questions throughout the entire weekend, but it really doesn't matter which platform you join. We'll have community admins helping you out. So feel free to ask anything at any time. And if we don't yet have an answer for that, we'll come back to you as soon as we can. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Just one last thing. So there's going to be a really big announcement coming in June. And I am not talking about the AI miners. I'm talking about something else. Something else that a lot of people has been talking about, asking about. So don't just forget about this after you reserve your mining machine. Stay tuned, because there will be big news released in June. And I will get more details on masternodes as well. It is, we are in May and going to June soon, so big things coming. Okay. I see the chat box has been flooded. Well, I didn't give you any more hints other than there will be a big announcement coming in June. So it's up to you to decide what it is. All right, I've covered everything I wanted to and answered as many questions as I can. And if you have any more concerns and questions, please go on to Reddit or into our Telegram chat room. and the mining webpage is going to go live in the next couple of hours. So I hope to see you on there. If you have any issues with the website, signing in, if you're unable to reserve, please drop in our Telegram chat room and we're ready to help you out. Okay? So I hope everyone has a good evening, and if you're just starting your day, have a good day, and I'm gonna go back to work as well now. All right, see you soon. Bye.